Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 390. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is the BEB rebrand and why you may want to rebrand also. The BEB rebrand and why you may want to rebrand also. On today's episode, we're going to dive into the psychology of the BEB rebrand and why you may want to think about rebranding also. Now, we're also going to discuss and talk about the benefits of rebranding and give you some ideas that may help you grow your business. Now, before we get to today's episode, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. This is the first episode of 2022, and I'm wishing everybody a blessed and happy new year. We're looking to elevate that entrepreneur IQ, and that was part of the whole BEB rebrand. I also want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and my resource links, such as the link to my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses, 2 platforms I've created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide Black economy, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com, and my new rebranded, rebooted BEB Academy, which is an online learning portal that has content to help you grow and build your business and elevate your entrepreneur IQ. So it doesn't matter if you're a first-time entrepreneur or an existing entrepreneur. We have content, masterclasses, workshops, online courses that help you with setting up your business, marketing your business, e-commerce, finance, anything you need to help grow your business to the next level. And you can try it 3 days free at BEBacademy.com. Let's jump into today's subject matter, the BEB rebrand and why you may want to rebrand also. So the first thing I know that you guys noticed today was the new music. Now, my kids have been clowning me for the past couple of years. They're like, Dad, you got to do something with that intro. And so I want to thank my man, Mr. Kenneth Talent Davis, producer, engineer, musician. And if you need anything in terms of music, production, or engineering, connect with him at gotmajortalent@gmail.com. Gotmajortalent@gmail.com. So I told my man, Kenneth, hey, man, I'm looking for something a little funky and something new and lively for the rebrand. So we definitely want to give a shout out to my brother, Kenneth Talent Davis, gotmajortalent@gmail.com if you want to reach out to him. So we're going to talk about the BEB rebrand, and then I'm going to give you some ideas that may help you grow your business by rebranding. So once again, the first thing I'm sure you probably noticed was the new intro, the audio intro, and also there's a new video intro when you go to YouTube. There is also the biggest thing I've been talking about for the last several months, the new website. So we have the new website, new resources, new BEB logo, new podcast cover, but we have the same quality content that you're accustomed to with some additional sauce to it. So we got a whole lot of new things coming in 2022, and we're going to talk about that stuff. But one thing I want to highlight right now, guys, is the website. Go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Everything I talk about is on the website, and I'm going to create a video. By the time you guys hear this, just go to the BEB YouTube channel, and there'll be a video breaking down the website and all the resources. So the biggest thing that I'm looking for in 2022 is to make blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com the website for Black entrepreneurs, capital THE, the website for Black entrepreneurs. So it's full of tons of resources already, and it's just going to be fluid. We're going to continue to add resources. So if you go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, or you can go to the shortened link, BEBconnect.com, that's going to take you right to the website. But here's some of the things that you'll see on the website. Number one, brand new interface. Everything is new. When you go on to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, there's going to be a box down on the bottom right-hand corner. If you're on your phone, it's going to be on the bottom. And the first question it's going to ask you is, do you currently own a business? Yes or no? Now, based on your answer, it's going to ask you what you need the most help with right now. And you have marketing, e-commerce, scaling your business, courses, strategy and mindset, real estate, business ideas and side hustles, building wealth, raising capital/financing, coaching, advertising with BEB, and about us. So what this does, basically, it takes you directly to the resources that you need. So as opposed to coming on a website and you have just one pop-up that may not even be applicable to you or what you're looking for, now you'll be able to go directly to the resources that you need. Now, there's a series of questions. If you say no, it'll take you on another path. But I'm looking at the website right now, and there's so many things that you can do. For example, you have a learn page, and that's where the blog is, and also marketing, e-commerce, scaling your business, courses, strategy and mindset, real estate, business ideas and side hustles, and building wealth. You have the podcast drop down, and on the podcast drop down, you have Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and also my companion podcast, Ask Jay Live. Next, under resources, we have a drop down that says partners. Here are some of our highly recommended services to help you grow your business, get exposure. So there's several platforms that we have that are free to get exposure. BeSmartByBlack.com and Hire Black Freelancers. We also have a section for tools. Some of the tools that I use in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and my other businesses. And also we have an advertising tab that if you want to partner up with BEB, you can advertise. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Also, if you want to book me. So I have a list of my speaking engagements all over the country. If you need to request me for media, so if you want to interview me for a podcast or something, there's a form for that. And I also have a coaching drop down. Now, here's something that I'm super excited about. So many times, unfortunately, we as Black entrepreneurs are undercapitalized. So when you go to the website, there's a drop down tab that says financing. So there's two options. You can look at loans and you can get financing that you need to take your business to the next level. And they're all type of loans available. SBA loans, commercial loans. I mean, it's too much to talk about. So make sure you go to the website, blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, click the financing tab. Now, I'm super excited about the other tab that says crowdfunding. So we're in the process now of creating a BEB crowdfunding platform that's going to allow people and BEB family members to invest in your business. Okay, so we always talk about financing and lack of funding. So the whole purpose, guys, I'm telling you, is to make blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com the website, the number one resource for Black entrepreneurs. And we want to touch on everything that's needed, all the resources that's needed to grow your business. Also, I have a shopping drop down where all my books are and the BEB merch. I got all new BEB merch because once again, we have a new logo. We have a new podcast cover. We got everything. So make sure you check that out too and support Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. So let me tell you guys the impetus of my new rebrand and how it all came about. So if you've listened to the BEB podcast for a long period of time, you probably know that I'm a person of faith. And so the impetus for the BEB rebrand and the whole restructuring was actually a word that I received. And I audibly heard this word. And it said, in order to get bigger, you have to get smaller. In order to get bigger, you have to get smaller. And that meaning is basically that I need to leverage the resources and content I've created over the years to reach more people and scale myself by promoting and leveraging the website more so as me as the individual. As I was going through this process, my brother who was helping me do the website and also the rebranding for the podcast cover wanted to know if I wanted to be on the podcast cover like a lot of other people. And I said, no, I don't want to be on the podcast cover. So on the podcast cover, instead of the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint with the microphone, it's Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Podcast with a red, black, and green fist. And I'm going to talk about that a little later. But I want the BEB website to do the heavy lifting, the podcast and the website to do the heavy lifting, and then be able to use my time and resources to create. So I'm a creator by nature. So I like to write. I like to create things. I like to create and build businesses. I like to create resources, things that are going to help entrepreneurs level up to the next stage of their business. And so I need to get smaller to get bigger. And that was the impetus of me rebranding and basically restructuring the whole Black Entrepreneur Blueprint podcast, website, and everything. And so when you rebrand, you need to understand who you are and what your brand represents. Anybody who's thinking about rebranding, there's certain things that you need to think about and certain things that you need to write down. So if you go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com and you hit the About button, what you're going to see is the first thing is why we exist. Why do we exist? And I'm just going to read what it says. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. We exist to impact the Black community by teaching the tenets of building wealth by recognizing, understanding, and leveraging entrepreneurship and asset ownership. With a structured and systematic use of this wealth, we can positively impact economics, our educational system, media narratives, and politics to build a level playing field for Black people worldwide. There's no revolution without economics, Jay Jones. I say that all the time. So that's why we exist. That is the purpose of the whole Black Entrepreneur Blueprint ecosystem. Now, the next thing you want to look at is your mission. What is your mission? Before I forget, guys, make sure you pick up the show notes because it's very detailed. And so all you got to do is go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. On the bottom of every page is join the newsletter. Every Monday morning and Thursday morning at 9 a.m., the show notes are attached for the latest episode. So make sure you do that because you may be running right now on the treadmill, exercising, driving into work. So I just wanted to remind you about that. But what we're talking about is the BEB rebrand and why you may want to rebrand also. So once again, we talked about why we exist. The next thing you want to focus on is your mission. And I'm reading this directly off of the About page of the blackentrepreneurblueprint.com website. So our mission is to build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community to positively impact economics and social conditions for the Black community worldwide. That is the mission of Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Now, let's talk about the vision. Our vision is to help our people build and support successful, sustainable Black-owned businesses and circulate our dollars in our own community, thereby strengthening us as a people by creating ownership, wealth, and independence. So that's the vision of Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. The values. We must value ourselves first and foremost. We value community above individuals. We value businesses that provide products and services that give life to our community, not death. We value the opportunity to serve. We value integrity and honesty. We value the worldwide Black community. We value love. So when you're looking to rebrand, you need to understand what you're about and what your brand represents. So you want to look at why you exist, your mission, your vision, and your values. Once again, make sure you get the show notes, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. On the bottom of any page, just register for the newsletter and you'll get the show notes. Now, let's talk about what to expect from Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and your boy Jay Jones in 2022 and beyond. And I think it's important, especially for the longtime listeners, to know what this transformation is about. And also for the first time listeners or new listeners. So everything we're looking to do, guys, is about elevation. It's about launching, building, and growing successful, sustainable Black-owned businesses, circulating the dollars back in our own community. And so the only way we can do that, guys, is with education. It's with content. It's with resources that are going to allow us to do that. So let's take a look about what to expect in 2022 and beyond. Once again, I talked in depth about the new website. It's designed to take each person on a customized journey to find the content and resources that you are interested in. Okay, so the learning content is broken down into several content buckets, and I went through those: marketing, e-commerce, scaling your business, courses, strategy and mindset, real estate, business ideas and side hustles, and building wealth. And so we also have a blog page with new and innovative content too. So in addition to just having the podcast, I'm really going to ramp up the blog posting and also the videos too for 2022. Also, we have a new brand logo. So it's funny because the podcast cover was doubling as a logo, but we never really had a logo for Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. So we have a new logo right now. It's a red, black, and green fist, as opposed to the microphone, as I mentioned, that you saw on the old podcast cover. And so the fist represents the power, specifically the power of the people, power to the people. And that's what the red, black, and green fist represents. So I've been throwing it in on a lot of videos and stuff, the new logo and podcast cover. So if you see any of the IG posts, a lot of times up top, you'll see the new logo. Now, I just mentioned the podcast cover. And the podcast cover obviously has the red, black, and green fist in there also, once again, representing the power of the people, our power that we possess. So red, black, and green, obviously our colors, plus the fist. So that's the new podcast cover art. So what you're going to see, and you've probably seen it today when you went on to whatever platform you listen to the podcast on, you've seen the new cover art. Same podcast, but it's different music, different cover art, but everything else is the same. Next, I mentioned earlier at the top of the show that hot new audio intro by my man, Mr. Kenneth Talent Davis, producer, engineer, musician. If you want to connect with him, if you need new original music, go get at him at gotmajortalent@gmail.com. So that I don't even need to say nothing else about that intro. Everybody I let hear that intro was like, yo, that's dope. So definitely check my brother out. He does tremendous work. Also, what you're going to see in 2022 and beyond is more learning resources for entrepreneurs. We're talking about checklists, workshops, webinars, masterclasses, online courses, and more live events with expert teachers. And we're going to be doing roundtables periodically where we're bringing people on, groups of people, 2 to 3 experts, and we're going to discuss things about Black entrepreneurship and maybe social issues and things that are pertinent that are going on right now. I don't want to deviate too far from Black entrepreneurship because this is the foundation we're talking about. But sometimes social issues come into play as a Black entrepreneur, and we have to be cognizant of that. Okay. Also, financing/funding opportunities. I mentioned that earlier. So on the new site, we have financing options for your business. And we're also in the process of rolling out a crowdfunding platform for companies that are looking to raise capital. So if you're looking to invest in companies, you can go on the crowdfunding platform. If you're looking to raise capital, once again, you can go onto that crowdfunding platform. Coming soon. We're working on that right now. But you will see some information within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully it'll be up and running. Now, under the loan drop down, this is pretty sweet. So you can actually pre-qualify for loans online, usually within a 24-hour period. You can receive quick funding, and there's several financing options. You have working capital loans, long-term business loans, business lines of credit, SBA loans, merchant cash advances, invoice factoring, equipment financing, and commercial real estate loans. And so this is something that's a game changer, guys, because once again, we many times, not all the times, but many times we're undercapitalized. Now, so you have 2 options: the crowdfunding, which we hope the BEB family will stick behind you. And also you have the traditional types of loans that you can get. So financing and funding opportunities are there for you on the new website. more interviews. So we're going to have more guests on the show and on the BEB podcast and also on the companion podcast, Ask Jay Live. So we're also going to start doing IG live sessions with some of our guests so you can listen to the podcast and then ask them questions live on IG Live. So stay tuned for that. We're working on that. We're trying to schedule some of our guests that are already scheduled for 2022, and we're trying to set up an IG live session for that also, or they may be on askjlive.com. Another big thing, guys, is we're going to start focusing on some hot topics like the Metaverse 3.0, crypto, and NFTs. So we have some real authoritative guests that are coming on that can speak directly to this. And we're also going to create some type of learning component if you really want to learn crypto and NFTs. So that's coming too. So we have a whole lot of stuff coming in 2022. Another thing I want to touch on is affordable advertising opportunities. Now, years ago when I started the platform, I was like, the only advertising I'm going to do is the BEB ecosystem. But I've gotten so many people, BEB family members, that reached out to me. Hey, man, I want to advertise on the podcast. I want to advertise in the newsletter, blah, 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 blah. And I was talking to one of my mentors, and he had to really remind me. He was like, yo, dude, this platform isn't for you. It's for the BEB family. So we've opened up advertising. So if you want to advertise, make sure you go to the site, and we have different price plans and different opportunities all over the place. So you can go to the website, click on the drop down link, and then go to advertising, and you can actually get a media kit, and it'll show you the advertising opportunities. Now, let me just say this. Excuse me. Let me just say this. They're not going to be a whole lot of advertising opportunities on the podcast because we don't want to have it filled with advertising. But so there are some opportunities there, and we do price it so it's affordable for small businesses. So we don't want to overprice it. Okay. So there's different pricing for big corporations and smaller corporations. So there are going to be affordable advertising opportunities available, and they're available right now. So you can go to the website, click on resources, I believe. Let me check. Resources, and then click the advertising tab, and then you'll actually get a media kit with our pricing and then the availability. Also, we're going to have new monthly content for the BEB Academy. So anybody that's in the Academy, look forward to several pieces of content, new pieces of content each month. The Academy is an online learning portal that has a ton of online learning components. It could be master classes, online courses, resources, checklists, all types of things that anybody would need who wants to level up and build their business. And so not everything is behind the actual Academy. There's several standalone things such as Pinpoint and Monetize Your Genius, which is an online standalone course. And the other Brand Builder Academy Elite, BBA Elite, is also a standalone program. Everything else up to this point is behind the Academy. Now, the Academy is only $29 a month, monthly subscription, and you have access to everything in the Academy. So if you are a member of the Academy, once again, I had to figure out a way to be able to give these resources out. And there's a ton of free resources, that we have at BEB. But in order for some of the other resources, I wanted to make it accessible because I didn't want to charge people $200, $300, $400, $500 for each program, but a win-win situation for BEB and also the BEB family members is create an online portal with tons of content and resources that can help elevate your entrepreneur IQ without killing your pockets. So you get 3 days free access. You can go to bebacademy.com. Try it before you buy it. Everything in the 3-day trial period is accessible to you. So there's no catches or anything. If you don't like it, then you just cancel the subscription. So we're going to be getting more new content in the BEB Academy on a monthly basis. Also, we're going to start a new BEB community, and I'm not going to have it on Facebook, and I'm not going to have it on another platform. I'm going to create it on a platform called discord.com, discord.com. And this is a way that the BEB family members can connect with each other, ask questions. I'll be in there. I'm looking for a moderator right now or a community manager. And that way we'll be able to connect, and you'll be able to connect with other BEB family members that you don't personally know. So these are some of the things that you can look forward to in 2022 and beyond from Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and myself, Jay Jones. Now, let's talk about the benefits of rebranding. And today's show topic is the BEB rebrand and why you may want to rebrand also. So let's talk about some benefits. And before I forget, guys, I created an ultimate rebranding checklist. The ultimate rebranding checklist. So if you want that checklist, just go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com/rebranding with an ING. blackentrepreneurblueprint.com/rebranding to get the ultimate rebranding checklist. So if you're interested in rebranding, this is a checklist that's going to help you make sure that you hit every point when you have to go through the whole rebranding process. And I'm going to tell you guys straight up, I mean, it's been months we've been working on it. The biggest thing for me was the actual website because I have so much content. And so you'll be able to, I do want to tell you guys this too about the website. So every time you look at a content bucket, say it's e-commerce, on that page, you'll have podcast episodes about e-commerce. You'll have blog posts about e-commerce. You'll have online courses and trainings and workshops about e-commerce. And not all the pages are filled up totally because we're going to continue to add content each and every week, each and every month. But that's the whole concept where when you go to whatever you're looking for, there's going to be multiple resources and resource types for the things that you have issues or you have concerns with or you want to learn more about. So once again, guys, this whole process has been amazing, and it really makes you dig down and really pull your business apart to find out how you can make it better. And I knew the rebrand. I used to work in the advertising business, and I used to deal with hotels and all types of tourist attractions. Hotels usually refurbish or whatever, have a makeover every 7 years. That's the standard in the hotel industry. I've been in the game 7 years, since 2014, 7.5, closing in on 8. And I knew a long time ago that website I had was garbage. The music was old and outdated, but I was so busy trying to create content and run all my businesses that I really didn't take the time to rebrand. And so I knew that in order to move forward, once again, to get smaller so I can get bigger, that I needed the leverage of a website that's going to take a lot of do a lot of the heavy lifting and provide the resources that Black entrepreneurs need to leverage their business and elevate their entrepreneur IQ. So let's talk about some of the benefits of a rebrand and how this may apply to you. Now, these benefits are in no particular order, but I'm just going to number them. I think I have about 9 of them. So number 1 is creates excitement. So by rebranding and refreshing your current brand, you create excitement. It's something that's new. It's almost like if you've ever, you had a car, right? I used to have an older car back when I was in college, and I decided to go get it painted, right? Got it painted, got it steam clean, looked real good, right? So it creates an excitement to rebrand. And I wasn't rebranding per se, but I was sprucing up what I had, making it look good. And it's funny. People are like, yo, is that a new car? Nah, man, it's the same thing, but I just spruced it up. Benefit number 2 is repositioning, right? So to attract a new audience or become more appealing to your target audience, you may need to reposition yourself. So Walmart changed its tagline, as an example, from always low prices to save money, live better. So your brand, and it could be your overall brand or your product or your service, whatever, you may need to reposition it. You may have a new audience. Okay, you may want to attract a different audience. So what Walmart did was they said, you know what? Always low prices. What does that denote? That everything in here is cheap. So what they did is they flipped it, and the new logo or slogan is save money, live better. So it's still saying, hey, our prices are lower, but the reason that you're coming here is you're going to save money, which is going to allow you to live better. Okay. And we're talking about the benefits of rebranding right now. So that's number 2. Number 3, connect with new audience or with a new audience. So the biggest advantage of refreshing the look and feel of your brand is the ability to reach new customers. So when you focus on a new aspect of your business and promote them correctly, people will take notice to that. So rebranding can offer the stimulation your business needs to create new growth in an ever evolving market. Connect with a new audience. So if you might have to change your audience, or you might want to connect to grow your business to a different audience. And in order to do that, you have to rebrand, refresh. Okay, you have to come up with the times. Like I said, the music, I knew that music, man, was was old when I started it. But the funny thing was, I got that music off of a site where you can get free music. And when I started the podcast, once again, I had no idea what it was going to grow into. So it wasn't something that, man, I got to get this fresh new music. I hadn't even done the work yet. I haven't even laid the foundation. So I wasn't really focused on that. But as it continued to grow, the BEB podcast, the BEB family continued to grow, the ecosystem, I knew I had to change it, but I just never got around to it because I was doing so many other things. So connect with a new audience. Number 4, we're talking about the benefits of rebranding. Number 4, stay current. All right. And rebranding has one simple goal: to keep your brand current. Design trends play a major role in how potential or current customers perceive your company and all it has to offer. So you want to ensure that your look is always ahead of the curve. It shows your customers that you pay attention to the trends within your industry. And here's a real life story. So I was talking to a PR person, it's probably about a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago. And I was talking to them about possibly working with me to get me on more podcast interviews, because I do some, but I turn down a decent amount of podcast interviews. I just don't have the time. I'm going to start taking more down because I'm leveraging the website and everything else to do that. But the thing that she said to me, which really got to me, I mean, it was true. She said, "Yo, your podcast is fire. It's dope." She said, "But your optics on your website are like 1985, right?" She didn't say that, but she was like, "Yo," and I talk about being aligned. Things need to be aligned. So if you go into a store, and it's funny because most people just go to the podcast, not necessarily the website. And I want to change that dynamic where people are going to the website first, then going to the podcast. Even though the podcast is my driver, I want people to start going to the website for the resources. But it's almost like going to the store and you see, I was in the supermarket, perfect example. I was in the supermarket looking for steaks the other day. So I looked at one steak over here. It looked dark. It looked like the package wasn't done well. Then I went over to this other row, and they had nice, like, butcher's cut steaks. And so once again, literally they may have been the same cut. They were both prime ribs, but this is supposedly a butcher's cut, but it looked different. And so once again, you have to stay current. You got to stay current. That's another benefit in rebranding. So is everything aligned? And I talk about low end, mid-level, and high end price products and or services. And is everything aligned to match whatever level that you're on or that you're perceived to be on? Okay, and we're talking about the benefits of rebranding. Number 5, improving your bottom line. So rebranding can help improve your bottom line. So once again, the benefits of rebranding will not only impact your overall inbound strategy, but they'll make your company more profitable. So you're reaching new potential customers, you're standing out from your competitors, and you're showcasing your expertise and expanding the influence and reach of your products or services. So all of this can help you improve your bottom line. So the benefits of rebranding. So it's funny, on the call to action, the ultimate rebranding checklist, I actually have a couple of the old Starbucks logos and how Starbucks iteration over the years from a brown logo, which really wasn't appealing, to now how they have the green logo, but also several iterations of that. So that just the benefits of rebranding can improve your bottom line. Number 6, differentiate from the competition. So branding is all about competitive differentiation. But you'd be surprised at how few companies are able to effectively communicate or even identify the key differences. So sales and business growth can be extremely challenging when you don't have clarity and articulated differentiators. So both your employees and your customers must understand why your brand is superior to the competition. And one of the most valuable benefits of rebranding is that it can help you clarify or clearly define your key differentiators, including your competitive advantage. So you want to differentiate yourself from the competition. How does Starbucks do that besides having high priced coffee, right? But they have a brand. It's almost like a cult. So I'm in Chicago the other week, and my brother-in-law, he's a collector, he loves Starbucks. He also sells a lot of stuff online. I'm going to have him on the show because he does retail arbitrage. But here's something, guys, you might not know. I don't really know it because I don't drink coffee and I don't go to Starbucks. But he was saying the city mug. So like Starbucks Chicago has a mug. Starbucks New York has a mug. Every city has a mug. And so he wanted me to buy him some mugs, and they were like $12.95. He goes on to Amazon and sells them for like $32 because people want to collect the set. So it's just like collectors. It's almost like, they're very loyal. I'm not a Starbucks, person, so I wouldn't really know. But he was saying that it's like Harley Davidson. It's almost like a cult-like following that people that love Starbucks. So once again, differentiating yourself from the competition. They also had this crazy Starbucks store. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 stories in Chicago. And I was like, damn, I didn't stand in the line to go in there because I really don't like coffee and I'm not really a Starbucks fan per se. All right, number 7, benefits of rebranding. Reduce marketing costs. Reduced marketing costs. Now, when you rebrand, it's the cohesive, well-articulated brand that emerges from the successful rebranding initiative increases the efficiency and effectiveness of all your marketing efforts. So basically, reduce marketing costs by creating cohesiveness. So for example, with my podcast cover art, the new one, it has the fist, red, black, and green fist. The new logo, once again, sports the red, black, and green fist. So just like you see a McDonald's logo, that's McDonald's, right? So it's reduced marketing costs. You can see certain logos and oh yeah, this is it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. So your logo, your verbiage, everything about it should help you reduce your marketing costs. Benefit number 8 of rebranding, attracting top talent. So if you're a company and your brand is a solid brand, so who wouldn't want to work for Microsoft? Who wouldn't want to work for LinkedIn? Who wouldn't want to work for some of the well-known companies out there based on their brand and what their brand represents? And sometimes in order to change that perception, you have to rebrand. So number 8, you can attract top talent if your brand obviously is, or rebrand is aligned with that type of high-end corporate structure. Okay. And number 9, increases the value of your company. And you may ask me, now, how does that happen? So the increased brand equity that comes with rebranding is a powerful thing. So it not only enables you to increase price points for your products or services, but it also has a measurable effect on the share price as well. So if you're not a publicly traded company, the share price doesn't matter. But if you have a tight brand and you're selling your business, then that brand is something that can create more value or increase the value of your company. So one of the things is that I had to start thinking about was when I decide to step away. I have no plans of doing that now, but when I decide to step away as the podcast host of Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, then I want the BEB blueprint to be able to stand on its own. I want the website and the resources to stand on its own. I want this to be the resource for Black entrepreneurs. So once again, for me to get bigger, I have to get smaller. Let the website and the resources do the heavy lifting. And what this does is it increases the value of the company. So if I ever sell the company or people approach me to buy the podcast, the ecosystem, it can operate without me. Now, the podcast is something different because you guys are used to, hearing me on the podcast. But, if you have guests on every week, you have a moderator, somebody to ask questions, that could possibly work. Once again, don't be concerned because I have no plans of walking away anytime at all. So I'll probably end up doing this until I get called home. You know what I'm saying? So, but it increases the value of your company when you can rebrand and create a strong, solid brand. Once again, in my scaling class, if you're interested in scaling, there's a webinar I have on the actual website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, where you can actually learn how to scale. And one of the things is replacing yourself. So creating the systems and the business that run without you. Because if you are the business, then it's not a very saleable business. And so the value of your company isn't as strong as a business that has everything or systematized where they don't have one key person as the quote unquote business. So what we're talking about today, guys, the BEB rebrand and why you may need to rebrand also. Now, let me just talk real quick about a couple of things and give you my social media contact information and my resource links before we go to the last part of the show. Now, I really don't need to do this now because I have the website out. But if you want to connect with me, once again, just go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, click the About tab. And on the bottom of that tab, you'll see a picture of me. And on the bottom, it'll be all my social media links. But anything long you want to reach out to me, hit me on my email at jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, JAYJONES @blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, go to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, jjones001, JAYJONES 001. That's on Twitter. Instagram, I got 2 IG accounts, guys. The first one is jjones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4. REAL. The second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I got a ton of content on YouTube that's about to drop that is not on the podcast. Yes, the podcast does come out on YouTube every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, along with coming out on all your major podcast platforms. But I have additional content on YouTube. And one of the objectives this year is to build up the YouTube channel with great content. Clubhouse. If you're on Clubhouse, I'm at I am J Jones, at I am J Jones. If you want to connect with me via LinkedIn, go to J Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Connect with me at LinkedIn. Also call in my new Ask J Live companion podcast every Tuesday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. You can jump on with me, ask me questions about my business, your business, or entrepreneurship in general. Just go to askjlive.com. Once again, all of this content and resources are on the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Now, in terms of the resources I mentioned at the top of the show, my new book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. You can go to anewblackwallstreet.com, pick yourself up a copy, $14.95 print version, $9.95 digital version. Once again, go to the website, the quick way, easy way, and go look at books, and you can just pick it up on the website. Also, I mentioned at the top of the show, 2 platforms I created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide Black community. The first one is BeSmartByBlack.com. If you are a Black product producer and you want to sell your product to Black consumers worldwide, go to BeSmartByBlack.com, upload your product information. It is totally free. Now, I didn't forget you freelancers. If you are a freelancer, you do something on Fiverr.com or freelancer.com, I have a platform for you. Hire Black freelancers, HIRE, blackfreelancers.com. Once again, it's free. Upload your information and connect with Black consumers and Black businesses that want to hire black freelancers. I also mentioned, guys, BEB Academy. Once again, 3 days free access. Go to bebacademy.com. All content and resources you need to launch, build, and grow a successful business. 3 days free access. And we have content for prospective entrepreneurs and current entrepreneurs. And last but not least, if you are serious about building an e-commerce brand, be it a physical products brand or a digital products brand, pound for pound, I'm telling you, the number one e-commerce course on the market right now is Brand Builder Academy Elite. You can go to bbaelite.com and enroll in the program. It's a 15-week implementation program that takes you from ideation of your product or service all the way to creation and then selling on your site and other applicable sites. It talks about how to set up your business. Do you want an LLC, subchapter S? It takes you step by step, 15 weeks of implementation. And when you come out of the program, you're going to have a brand, and you're not going to have just a BS brand. It's going to be a sustainable, successful brand because you're going to go through the paces. So bbaelite.com. Make sure you check that out. Once again, family, everything I just said, go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Look at the resources and you'll see everything I mentioned there. Also, if you want to be able to learn how to pinpoint and monetize your genius, your genius is the intersection of your passion and your talent. The problem is most people don't know how to monetize that. So if everybody had their druthers, they probably would be making money by monetizing their genius. So once again, go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. The homepage, you'll see that course available. And I'm telling you, once again, pound for pound, that's another killer right there, because who doesn't want to make money doing what they love to do, doing what they're good at, and doing something people will pay you for? Pinpoint and monetize your genius. Go to the website. Check that out. Also, let's get ready to close out the last quarter of the show. But if you want to get the ultimate rebranding checklist, just go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com/rebranding. blackentrepreneurblueprint.com/rebranding. And this checklist will give you things that you need to focus on to rebrand your business or your service. Also, one more thing, on my next Ask Jay Live, which comes out tomorrow, Tuesday, January 4th, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. The title of that episode is The 3 Types of Rebrands Used to Grow Your Business. The 3 types of rebrands used to grow your business. So there are 3 different types of rebranding possibilities or opportunities that you have to grow your business. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down those 3 and give you examples. So this is almost like an add-on to today's episode. AskJayLive.com. Just go there or go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Hit the podcast. It'll say Black Entrepreneur Blueprint or Ask Jay Live. Hit Ask Jay Live, and then there'll be a subscribe button. So Tuesday, I'm getting ready to say December. Tuesday, January 4th, 2022, 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. You can jump on with me live. I'm going to talk about being able to, the 3 types of rebrands used to grow your business. And you can ask me all your questions, my business, your business, or entrepreneurship in general. But let me just get ready to close this out, guys. Once again, the rebrand itself is designed to be able to touch more people. So once again, we're in the service business. I believe that we're all here to serve in some form or fashion. My fashion is, because I love entrepreneurship, I live it, I breathe it, I eat it, is I know to help my people launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses, to elevate their entrepreneur IQ. I know that's what my purpose is. And so the platform and the rebrand is designed to touch more people and serve more people. So what you need to think about for your business or your product or your services, do you need a rebrand? Do you need to refresh your brand? Do you need to try to connect with a different audience? So start thinking about it. And if you need some help, guys, once again, you can listen to this episode more than once. You can go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com/rebranding and get the ultimate rebranding checklist. That'll help you. And you can also go once again and check me out on Tuesday, January 4th on Ask Jay Live, where I'm going to talk about the 3 types of rebrands used to grow your business. Now, if you missed that live, Ask Jay Live is still recorded. It's not like Clubhouse where if you miss it, is gone forever. So if you missed the live episode, you can go to AskJLive.com and you'll see all the episodes there, and you can click on them and listen to them there. Now, I say this each and every week, but I mean it, guys, and we rocking, man, 7.5, close to 8 years here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Please make sure you continue to spread the word about BEB Podcast, the website. Make sure you lock in and check out blackentrepreneurblueprint.com and the movement. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Nobody else is going to help us, fam. Don't even look for anybody else to help us. But the beautiful part is we have everything we need to do what we need to do if we work in concert, if we work together. And that's what this whole movement is about. Once again, building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community that can help empower us in terms of education, media, financing, business. There's no revolution without economics, guys. I created the shirt. I created the slogan, but that's real talk. There's no revolution without economics. You got to have the economic power behind it if we want to break through where we are. So once again, please continue to spread the word. And for all you first time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, once again, welcome to the BEB family. We drop every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your major podcast platforms and YouTube. So you get new heat from Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and Jay Jones every Monday. Also, every Tuesday, we got Ask Jay Live. So make sure you check that out. And coming soon, we're going to start doing an IG Live in the evenings, one evening a week, maybe one evening a week or one evening every 2 weeks. We got to see what the schedule looks like. But once again, love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.